So this is what we are going to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is being intentionally inviting.
I've run businesses for over 12 years now. And one thing that I've realized is hard is that people are not just buying what you are selling, they are buying how you are making them feel. What if I told you that you might be driving away customers without even realizing it? Today, we are talking about being intentionally or unintentionally inviting or uninviting, because this right here might be the silent reason why your business is not growing. Stick with me if you're interested. Let's do this.
Let me take you to the classroom today. We are going to have a quadrangle. This part is going to be being intentional and then unintentional. Okay, and we are going to have 4 boxes. So these are the 4 boxes we are going to have. Here we are going to have inviting. Here we are going to have uninviting. Okay, so this is what we are going to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is being intentionally inviting. We are going to be intentionally inviting. One thing is that people think that so far as they are putting on a smiling face or they have the best products there, people are just coming and then they will come and buy their products. No. So at my supermarket, I decided to be very intentional. I decided to start smiling. I decided to say good morning to every customer that comes in. And I decided to remember names. And my dear, you have no idea how this being intentionally inviting, I intentionally started inviting people to my shop. So it is not enough to have the space there. It is not enough to have the product there. Some actionable steps you can take is to greet people. You know, as Ghanaians, we take greeting very serious. And so when someone comes to your shop, and even if the person has not greeted you, you start smiling and say, hello, good morning, welcome. That you are being intentionally invited. And then another thing is remembering people by their names. You have customers, but you don't remember their names. You see, when someone meets you and the person go like, hello, Akia, how are you? Oh, he remembered my name. Oh, she remembered. And this is one thing that my Reverend Minister at church is very good at. He was posted to our church. The first Sunday, he started mentioning people's name. And people were like, hey, Papa. And when he mentions your name like that, it makes you feel good in your own skin. And then smiling, welcoming and asking questions. So we smile, we welcome, we ask questions. These are all being intentionally invited. Hello, good morning. How are you? Hello, good morning, Akia. How are you? Smiled. You've asked how the person is doing. And then in your space, in your shop, at your school, at your church, wherever you're conducting your business, make sure that even the paint color you use there also makes it intentionally inviting. If I walk to your shop and then I find that the colors are warm, they are bright, they are nice, it makes me feel good, and it naturally attracts people to your workspace. And then please, again, now that we are in the social media era, be active on WhatsApp. Okay, when people send you messages, I ran an ad for a lady on TikTok. The ad really went viral. People wanted the product. They were sending messages and they came back to the comment section of the video I did. And we said, this lady doesn't respond to WhatsApp messages. You are not being intentionally inviting. So respond to WhatsApp messages. If you are doing your business online, remember names, remember to greet. For online, you can't really smile, but you can also add emojis. So these are being intentionally inviting. Now, let's go to being intentionally uninviting. This is the other side of this. Sometimes we can be intentionally uninviting because we want to set boundaries, because we want to be, I don't want any problem. Intentionally decided that as the boss, when you go to the shop, you don't want to mingle with customers. So you just say good morning and then you enter your shop because you want to set boundaries, you want to seem the boss lady and all those things. But people might misinterpret it. Okay, people might misinterpret it and say you are arrogant, you do not respect, you do not like people, you do not smile. These are being intentionally uninvited. I ran my husband's pharmacy shop for him. And then we stopped negotiating for prices because we wanted to maintain the brand. Not knowing this thing, people, People saw it to be the other way around. And we were intentionally being uninviting because we realized that we were running at a loss on some of the products. And because of the price, people were coming. But when we decided to raise the price small, people stopped coming. So please, when you want to be intentionally uninviting, please be exclusive with communication. Communicate to your customers why you are doing that, why you are taking that step, so that they do not misinterpret whatever you are doing. Let your customers know that you want to bring them the best services, you want to give them the best products, you want to, and then the economy is not that stable, and that is why you are increasing price. This will make them understand you. That is the communication. Else, you might be intentionally uninviting. Again, you have to create clear rules. Create clear rules. Before I started managing our pharmacy shop, I realized that when our wholesalers come, they had the privilege to go beyond the counter. They had the privilege to go beyond the counter to start picking their own drugs. And I wanted to step that. So I had to create clear rules. But it brings me to the communication. If I'm not able to communicate well, I might be intentionally uninvited. And then when you are setting boundaries, please set boundaries with grace. Act on humanitarian grounds, okay? Don't be so stiff. Sometimes you have to be a little bit flexible with your boundaries. Let's go to being unintentionally inviting. For instance, I have a private school and I've been putting my private school on the internet. And people will come and ask, where is the location? I am located in a small town in the central region in Ghana. And so sometimes I find it very difficult to tell the people that I am free. So even though I have the best approach, my location is making it difficult for me to run my business. And that is being unintentionally inviting. So what do you have to do? Use the social media more. Create WhatsApp groups. Another example is maybe you have a boutique in Ayanferi. Your things are nice, your things are beautiful. People come online, you post online, people are like, where are you located? But immediately you mention your location, it starts drawing them back. You are not being intentional. This is unintentional. So what you have to do is that mostly you can ask, how did you hear about us? How did you hear about us? You have to be very inviting when you find yourself in a situation like this, and you really have to use the social media more. Then let's go to our fourth place, that is being unintentional, uninviting. This is the danger zone. It's a very dangerous place. You might be uninviting, but it might not be intentional. For this place, you might be intentionally uninvited because you want to create boundaries and all this. But this place, you might not be intentional. For example, you've always been intentionally invited, you've always been smiling and all those things. One day, you weren't in a good mood. You had a problem at home. You were having a chat with your partner, and then you got to work very angry, and a customer greeted you, and you didn't even hear. And the customer, the way she's rude. You have been unintentionally uninviting. So your mood, how can you improve here? From time to time, ask feedback from your customers. Get feedback. What have we been doing right? What have we not been doing right? So let me give you a practical real life experience. This parent whose ward was in my school called me. And then she was like, oh, her ward complained to her that when she's in the bus, other students have been bullying her. And I was like, oh, I'm very sorry for that. Tomorrow, when your ward comes to school, please let her come to my office and I would ask her what actually the problem is and the seniors who are bullying her so that we take it from there. And the next thing the parent said was that if you don't handle this well, I'm going to withdraw my students. Then I said, okay. I just said, okay. The following term, one of the teachers approached me and he was like, Madam, this lady has stopped school. I followed up and called the parent, and the parent said that that is me, you told her to take her child. And I said, what? And he said, yes. Then he started narrating. And then I said, oh, this is what happened. She said that if I don't handle the issue well, She's going to withdraw her child from the school. And then I said, okay. So she's saying that the okay that I said, I meant that, okay, okay, take your child. I don't care. At that time, I was being unintentionally uninviting because I didn't have any idea about that. So if you go for PTA meetings or we ask the teachers to ask for feedbacks because the teacher asked for a feedback from the parent was able to tell us or tell him why she has decided to take the word. So this is what I want you to do today. Take 10 minutes of your time. You ask yourself, which of these do you fall in? Or better ask your customers, your workers, your employees, people who you work with. Fixing this might be a very small thing to turn your business around because at the end of the day, people remember how you made them feel and might forget what you said. I really hope this video has given you value. Thank you so much for watching this video today and subscribe to my channel and let's learn more, in fact, about everything. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put in the comment section for me and I'll be glad to answer. May that see you.